Hello, it's Coach Greg again, and welcome. Welcome to this video. I've been working with some students lately as helping them set up their sales funnels. And one thing I've noticed is from the questions I've been receiving is many of these students don't have a basic understanding of how sales funnels actually work. Or if they think they have, they're not confident enough with the basics of sales funnels. So once you have the basics of a new concept, you can build upon that and expand and move forward. So what I've decided to do in this video is cover, just to give an overview of sales funnels and the basics, so like a good grounding of sales funnels. So I hope you get a lot out of this and enjoy it. What I'm going to do now is share my screen. We're just going to go through a presentation here. Let's go here. Right, okay. So, all right, so I've just moved that out of the way. Okay, so as you can see, it's called Sales Funnels Exposed and how to create awesome sales funnels and get the most out of them. Okay, an overview of sales funnels and autoresponders. Autoresponders is where the lists are kept and the emails are sent out. They would automatically respond when people subscribe and send emails out. Okay, part one, we're going to look at the reasons for sales funnels, the pages involved in the capture offer on the sales page, sales funnel construction, how it's put together, web page generation, an easy way to generate web pages, email campaigns. We'll just touch upon that a little bit because each one of these can actually take a full video or more. So as I said, this is going to be a good overview, a good grounding of what's going on. About list building, etc. Okay, so that's what we're going to cover in this particular video. It's actually part one of a part two. There's two parts, and there's a part two coming. I'll also touch upon two platforms. One is called the Power Lead System for the generating web pages, and the other one is Aweber, which is one of the biggest autoresponders on the market. Okay, so let's get into this. An easy way to understand this is my little shopfront analogy. Let's say that you have a shop in New York, for example, and you have lots and lots of people pouring past that shop each day. The footpaths are just full of people. So now these numbers are not accurate, of course, but there's something just to bear in mind. But the principle is correct. Let's say you have 10,000 people passing your shop in a day, and let's say 1,000 of those people stop and look into your window. Out of those 1,000, 100 decide to enter your shop to have a look to see what products you've got, or maybe ask questions, and let's say 10 buy your products. Okay, so that's actually a sales funnel, believe it or not. As I said, the numbers mightn't be right, but the idea, the principle, is correct. Okay, so by the way, your shopfront. It's actually your website. That first page on your website that people go to, that is your shopfront, and you have lots and lots of visitors, and a few of them will actually subscribe and go inside, and a few will end up buying. Okay, so there's a fact here in sales that it takes 7 to 13 touches before a prospect buys and becomes a customer. Now, what's a touch? A touch is some experience maybe with you or with your product or your brand name. For example, when you go and buy a car, you've had a lot more than 13 touches when you go and buy your Toyota Camry or whatever it may be, because every time you see a Toyota in the street, or maybe an advert in a magazine or on television, or someone mentions it, oh, you've got a new car, that's a Toyota, yeah, okay, that's a touch, okay, maybe even an email. So the more expensive the product, the more the touches required. So in other words, when you're going to buy a stick of gum, you're not going to worry about it. You know, okay, you're in the checkout. Okay, there's a stick of gum. Boom, it's only just a buck or whatever. But if you're going to buy a car or even a house, you need to actually have a lot more touches, as it were. So what we on the online area, a touch is maybe an email or a video, or you've had some communication with them to some extent. That's a touch as well. Okay, there's the sales funnel. Now this is for online, and if you can see there, the traffic goes in the top, traffic of people. There's 10,000 people walking past your shop front in New York City. The ethical bribe there is, you come on that web page, it says, here, give us your name and email address and I will give you something, right? Whether an opportunity to make some money or a free ebook or free membership or whatever it may be. That's the ethical bribe. The squeeze page is the capture page, is the first page that that the visitor goes and sees. It's often called a squeeze page or a landing page. And then they get onto your list. You send them follow-up emails. You even send them broadcast. If your follow-up emails are the ones that go bang, 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 they're already preloaded, and they're not time sensitive, and they may go out once a day, once every 2 days, once a week, whatever it may be. Maybe once a month, maybe like a newsletter once a month. They're follow-up emails. A broadcast email is normally time sensitive, and hey, the webinar is starting tonight in 2 hours, right? That's sent out. It's often a time sensitive email, so it's called a broadcast email. So that's how the sales funnel actually looks in diagrammatic. They start off as a stranger and first coming to your website, never heard of you probably, never heard of your product, and they end up becoming a customer and in many cases friends. So that's how we go through the sales funnel. So what we're going to do is we're going to lay that sales funnel on its side. Okay, so the big end is up at that end, and what comes out is sales come out of the small end. So that's how we're going to envisage it. So if you keep that in your mind, that's what a sales funnel and internet marketing online sales funnel actually looks like. All right, so here we go. What we're going to do is we're going to create a landing page. As I said, it could be called landing page, squeeze page, capture page, all the same thing. That's the first page that you end up going to, and it's got a form there for you to fill out your name and email address. And we drive traffic. Traffic is people to that landing page. And I'll talk about how to do that in a minute. Okay, so once they put their name and email address in, the next thing that happens is their details go into the autoresponder. I use Aweber for autoresponder. So they go in and they're kept in that autoresponder, and that's where you see, if you scroll all the way down the bottom of an email, it says you click here to unsubscribe. What you do is you unsubscribe off that autoresponder so you don't receive any emails anymore. But in normal circumstances, you would receive emails that are sent up, the follow-up emails that send on a regular basis. Now, the idea of those emails is to educate you regarding the product, to build trust with the person whose sales funnel this is, and that's I think the main two reasons. One is to increase your knowledge about the product to see if it's a good fit, whatever that product may be. It could be anything from Avon products to some sort of membership or training or anything. I mean, it doesn't matter what it is, whatever the product is. And the second thing is to build trust with the person that is running the whole thing. Okay, and as I said, broadcast emails are often sent out just with time-sensitive offers or whatever it may be. So that's the first thing that happens, is those details are logged into the autoresponder, as it's called. The second thing that happens for the person that's coming in, which is the prospect or the visitor, has now become a lead. That's the term. They were a visitor, now they're a lead. So what the lead sees is often the offer page. Could be that first page, could be one offer page. There could be a second offer page involved. So there's be a button on the first offer page saying, click here, watch the video, and then click here to go to the next video, something like that perhaps. And then there could be a sales page. In this little diagram I've got here, I've got 4 pages involved, and the sales page is where they enter their details to purchase whatever the product is, whether it be a membership or an ebook or some physical products. Okay, so you end up with happy customers and you end up making money. All right, so let's have a look at that first page and see what it actually looks like. I'll give you an example. So this landing page or capture page. So there's a typical one there. Normally there's not much on it. There's normally a heading, then a subheading, and then a form for you to fill out your details, name and email address. Sometimes it only says email. You don't have to put in your first name. Sometimes it says first name, last name, email address, phone number, which may be optional. It doesn't matter. It depends upon the product that's being that's being offered. But that's a typical one there. So the capture page, squeeze page. They call it squeeze page because I'm not quite sure why. I think maybe because the page squeezes the visitor to actually give their name and email address. Or it could squeeze the traffic down. It brings it, all the traffic that's available is now squeezed into one page. Whatever. Anyhow, I normally call it a landing page. So you put name and email, or they put their name and email address in there, and they click get that in whatever the yellow button says, and get instant access. Register now, continue. But that's a typical landing page. Okay, let's have a look at the second one, the offer page. And this is where that first offer page is generally a thank you page, or sometimes it's called a success page. In other words, someone's put in their name and email address, and the first thing they see is, thank you for subscribing. Now watch the video. All right, and this, the one I've just shown you here doesn't say that, but if it is a thank you page, you'd have that right across the top. So they watch the video about the product. And as I said, there's a button at the bottom that normally says, okay, click here to go to the next step, to continue, whatever it may be. Okay, let's have a look at the third one. Just a third example there of an offer page. There's just more information, more videos, maybe some testimonials, or further details, different videos perhaps. And that's the third page. The fourth page is for registration, for sales, and there's a typical example there of one of my pages. But one of the things with a registration page is that I always make sure that it's nice and easy to remember. I try not to have it looking too messy, as it were. Often this page is your affiliate link. If you're promoting some other products, maybe you're promoting ClickBank products or someone else's membership sites, or whatever, if you're promoting another product and someone's going to register on your affiliate link so you get paid a commission, that's normally a typical page that you would actually see. Okay, that's a registration or sales page, as we normally call it. So that's the fourth page. Look, okay. In this case, in this particular case, in the sales funnel, those first three pages were set up by you. Okay, so those web pages are set up by you. And the fourth page in this case, well, I've called it your rego page, registration page, or your affiliate link, is owned by the company that's providing the product that you're promoting, if you're doing an affiliate type situation. You could be selling your own products, of course. So that sales page would be a page that you set up for, you'd have a merchant facilities already connected with there, so people could put in their Visa and MasterCard, etc. One point I want to say about this is, under no circumstances should you ever drive traffic on the bottom left-hand side, right? You can see where traffic are people. You never drive them to your sales page straight away, ever, 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 ever. Because out of every 100 people that go through, you'll probably find only about 1% would actually register themselves. And so you're wasting money. You're buying traffic, you're getting that traffic through, and hardly any sales are going to go through. The reason being is, not everybody is ready to actually buy. They think they're ready to buy. Some are just tire kickers, as we call them. But basically, there's a spectrum, right? So you find on one end of the spectrum, there is people that are, they're sort of looking, but no, they're not really interested. To the other end of the spectrum, they're really hot to go, and they want to buy the sale. They want that sale right now. They want that whatever you've got to offer right now. So that's the full spectrum, and everybody's sort of in between, and you don't know where they are. So how you nurture them is through a sales funnel like this, and with an autoresponder and with follow-up emails. So you never ever drive traffic directly through to a web page. It really doesn't work. Okay, next thing. Regarding the follow-up emails, or even the broadcast emails, there's always going to be a link. You'll always put a link in those emails, and what the link is going to be is not necessarily your sales page. It just depends upon how far down the follow-up chain, as it were, that you've sent out. But my suggestion is you always drive them to that offer page 1, or maybe offer page 2, or even a different page. You always give them more information, get to know you more, get to know your product, get confidence that this will work for them, and also they've got an itch to scratch, as it were, and your product's going to do it for them. They've got to be convinced of that. Okay, another alternative is you could put in another offer page, for example, and you could drive them from your emails directly to that other, look, I've called it an offer page, but it's maybe not really an offer page. It's just more information, and then go to the sales page. In that case, there's one here. It's a testimonial page, right? So here's a video that's either you've made yourself or it comes from the company that you're promoting. You could put in that page. It's very easy to do, to put a video on a page, by the way. Just a couple of clicks and bang, it's done. There's testimonials or case studies about the product that you're promoting. Okay, so let's have a look at the web page generation and the autoresponder. Okay, so there's lots and lots of ways to generate a web page nowadays. It's very, very easy. And just here's a few: lead pages, click funnels, 10-minute funnels, builder rule. GVO stands for Global Virtual Opportunities, I think, GVO. Wix, they're always advertising about, set up your web page here, etc. So you can set up web pages and websites using these organizations. Personally, I use the Power Lead system. A couple of reasons for that. I've been using it for years, but a couple of reasons. One is it's good value for money. It's not expensive, and what you get, there's a lot of features and a lot of training within the Power Lead system. So you can never ever get lost or you don't know what to do. There's always these little video clips. Click here, and bang, they run up, a 30-second video about what to do, where you are, etc. So I've always found that a very, very good platform to use. Okay, so now the emails, right? Regarding collecting the names and email addresses and then sending out the emails on a regular basis. There's lots and lots of autoresponders to do that. Here are the major ones: Get Response, Vertical Response, MailChimp's an up-and-coming one, iContact, Constant Contact, Campaigner. The one that I use is the biggest and the oldest. It's Aweber. I've been with them for years and years, and they're very, very good. Surprisingly, the cost of all those, because you pay on a monthly, starts at roughly $19 a month or something, $20 a month, in that order, 15 to 20. They're all about the same. There's not one that sort of stands out amongst the others, but I've always stuck with Aweber, probably because it's the biggest and the oldest. I found the service they've given is very, very good. Okay, so there's those two. They're the two platforms that I use for setting up my sales funnels. So here are the steps you need to go through to create your own sales funnel, just like I've had in that diagram. Okay, so here we go. First thing you do is you open up an account with somewhere that you can actually set up a web page, right? In my case, I've suggested Power Lead System, PLS as it's called. And then you create your web pages by copying the existing ones. Now, within PLS, there are literally thousands of web pages that you can copy for capture pages or landing pages or offer pages and the like. Thank you pages, all sorts in there. What I do with my students, I've already got mine set up, and I can give you a code, and all you do is you input the code in at your end, and bang, there's the exact web page that I use for my sales funnels. It's called a share code. Okay, so I do that for my students. Then you create a subdomain and you link it to the new page. Now, regarding this is the easy way that you can set up websites and web pages. You only normally have to register one domain name, and then attached to that domain lots and lots, thousands. You can have thousands of subdomains, right? It's unrestricted. So in other words, you set up this one subdomain and then link it to the page. So if you're going to set up your landing page, your capture page first, right? You go and set that up, then set up your subdomain, and then you link it to it. So when you type in the URL section on a browser, on your Google Chrome, that subdomain URL, bang, your page will come up. You'll see it. Now here's an example. See, it says subdomain dot in my own domain. That's how a subdomain looks. It comes before the main domain name. I'll give you an example. So that easy-start dot. Your best internet success is an old URL, a domain name that I've had for a long time. It's really, I never use it as such. I always use the subdomains, and I have lots of subdomains ahead of it. Okay, and it works absolutely beautifully. So that's basically all you do to set up your web page. Okay, and that's the beginning of sales funnel. Of course, then you go and set up the other pages. As you saw in that diagram, there's 4 pages in total, 3 for you to set up. So you go and set those up first, and then your one links to the other, and then away you go. Now, what to do with your, we're continuing our step 4. Now's the time to set up your autoresponder. So you open an account. In this case, I'm suggesting Aweber. I'll put the links below this video if you do want to go ahead with it. And then you create your follow-up series, right? So before you do anything, you actually set up all your emails. The ones that are going to be sent out every day. The first one, it says, oh, welcome aboard, thanks for subscribing, and then blah, blah, blah. And then tomorrow, the next day, then the next day, there'll be emails. Now, you may think, what are you going to put in your emails? Well, there's actually, this is all previously done. Script writing for emails is really a very a highly sought after talent, as a matter of fact. So the top writers, script writers for emails can charge anywhere from $20 an email to several $100s, even $1,000s, for a month. For 30 emails for a month, they could charge $5,000 or $10,000. These are the top writers in the industry, but you don't have to do that. What I can do, that's a share code arrangement, that all my emails, 30 or 40 or 50 emails, whatever I've got in my sales funnel, I can share them with you. You go and put them into your account, and bang, all the emails are there, and all you got to do is personalize them. Instead of having my signature at the bottom, you put your own signature at the bottom. So that's how you can easily set up a follow-up series without breaking a sweat. Okay, then you link your capture page to your Aweber account. So the capture page is where you've got the form to fill in their name and email address, and that gets linked to your Aweber account. So as soon as the name and email address go in, and then the button is clicked, bang, it appears in your Aweber account. It's that easy. Then you go and order traffic from a recommended source and build your list, and that's it. All right, so I'll talk about in part 2 about where to get the traffic from and why you should buy traffic rather than going for free traffic. It all depends how fast you want to go and build your list. But you can order traffic. You can place an order for traffic for today, and in 2 days it can be going out. If you want 500 subscribers in your Aweber list, bang, you just go and buy them. It's that easy. All right, so that's basically it. How to set it up. So if you're keen to have more training, I'm just going to give a plug. Come and join my team. This sort of training and support is there for you. And how you go and join? Click the link below. That's how you go and join my team, of course. So below this video, there's going to be a link. Maybe you're watching this and you're already part of my team. Congratulations! Thank you for being part of the community that we've got. But if you haven't, yep, that's how you get on board, by clicking the link below. So I want you to look out for part 2. We're going to be doing various metrics, click-through rates and conversion rates, etc. We'll discuss them and what they mean and how to use them. A/B split testing, traffic sources, and a lot more. So once you've got it all set up, boom, what are you going to do with it, and how to fine-tune your sales funnel. All right. Now, regarding any questions, you could always email me. Put my email details below this video, and I quite welcome questions. Also, add me to Skype, and then we can maybe have a live Skype if necessary. All right. So look, that about wraps up the part 1. Thank you for joining me. I do hope that you've got value out of that and have now a better understanding of how a sales funnel can work for you, and you can work with a sales funnel. All right. Okay, I'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.